but I'm gonna start another one. Alright, just getting screws in there. This actually is taking me longer than it normally does because I am doing a video and I'm not doing it in the normal room. You saw me several times have to go off camera, grab stuff from my normal room. Basically, you just get a collection of the things that you need, which pretty much consists of the tools that I have out here right now. Get those nice and snug. Try not to strip them out. I stripped out the ones in the TN31 because I had to do it a lot. It was my first modification of a big light like that. So I just had to... So once I stripped it out, it became a little bit more difficult to mess with it. I'm going to use the positive LED to clip onto so I can test current. And then I'm going to go ahead and solder the negative LED. I can't really show it to you, which disappoints me. But basically, the way I do it is I hold it with my finger. I know it doesn't seem like a smart way to do it, but it's very quick. You just touch the tip of the touch the tip of the soldering iron to the metal on the lead, so the copper or whatever material they use on the lead, and then you just push it down, and it should be fine. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my clip, I'm going to clip it onto here, and then I'm going to use my other end to touch the pad on the heatsink. We're going to test what the current is with the batteries that we're going to use. They are fully charged. Throw them in the K40. I did fix that rattle. This is actually screwable on the K40, not on the TN31, but on the K40 it does screw in and out. So be careful with that, or check it. You know, make sure you don't make that too loose. All right, now just take this. Make sure you don't ground that out while the flashlight's on. Just screw it on in there. Hopefully this will work and I have everything lined up and everything. Kind of embarrassing if it didn't. I'll just edit it out, but stand by. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and turn it on. I won't get anything until I hit that solder pad, and then there's going to be a bright light, hopefully. Yeah, there's a bright light right there. It's only 3.8 amps. 3.8, 3 amps. 3.2, 4 amps. Turn it down. 2.3, 3.9, 3.9, stand by. Okay, so that's disturbing that my high mode not putting out any more than my second mode. It's not normally the case. 2.3, 0.9, and then you got your virtually nothing. It's not even readable on my meter for the low mode. It's 0.05 amps for the one that's next to it. Okay, so I don't like that. 3.9 and then 3.9. I got two modes that are exactly the same. That's not good. I'll have to check on that magnetic read right there. But it's successful. 3.9. That's 4 amps. It's still a little bit higher than what they push it stock. That's on the second highest mode, plus the D-dome. This thing's going to go a lot further than what the stock one would. As a matter of fact, I normally tell people that if you D-dome one, it'll go twice as far. I've got two right here that I've modified. These are very nice lights if you see one. They're the A25 body. This is just, it's literally called a new. They're generic. You can tell the difference there. I put an XPG2 in this one. This one's got a XML original LED. And this guy, this little handheld light, would actually outdo the K40. That's my meter going off. Alright, would actually outdo the K40 stock. And it's handheld. It actually outdo the K40 stock. It's an overdriven XPG2 emitter in there. And it outperformed this one right out of the box, which was kind of disappointing for, you know, you buy a light that costs you know, $150, $200, including the batteries and charger, and you expect it to perform well, but then I got a you know, $30, $60 total build cost invested in this other flashlight that I got off DX.com, and I can outperform it distance wise, overall lumens wise. K40 killed it, but still. And it was handheld, it's much smaller. Using these methods, you can modify a lot of flashlights. The sense resistor thing, sometimes it comes in handy, most of the times no. But the de-doming and the thermal upgrades that I showed you, those are really going to come in handy if you're trying to build a flashlight. You can use those in just about every flashlight you get. I was talking earlier in the video, I was reviewing one of my other videos, and I noticed that I forgot to say, I was in the middle of a sentence and I stopped talking about it. The cheap Chinese heat sinks, the reason why you want to immediately take those out of any flashlight is because if I can find one around here, I've got one. I had one. Well, anyway, between the thermal pad, here, I've actually got some right here. Alright, so if I just turn this off, take that one off, I have to put my other lead back on, put it on the floor. So I actually read the resistance between your thermal pad and the back side of this particular cheap Chinese heatsink. You're going to get infinite resistance. There's not going to be any, see, it's infinite. So that is because this thing actually has an insulation layer between your thermal pad and your aluminum of your heatsink. That's bad. You don't want that crap. You can take just a razor and remove it, as I have in this one, and you can see clearly that it's copper. You want to read resistance? You get zero resistance. It's pretty much the same way with thermal conductivity too. Electrically, zero resistance, and thermally, zero resistance. So that's just an old one that I had that I did that too. I'm not going to use it. I normally use Noctagon heat sinks. That you can get those on IntelOutdoors.com. Intel, INTL, TAC outdoor.com. Here, I'll show you solder flux in my soldering iron real quick. This build's pretty much done. I'm going to go ahead and put this back together and show you the completed light. Just snap that centering ring into place, and then we're going to very carefully put this back into place. You don't want to hit that LED. You do not want to hit that bare surface of that LED. Like I said, it'll make a black spot in your spot, or it'll take a layer off the phosphorus, and when it does that, you'll get a blue artifact in your beam. Oh, that's no good. That didn't work. As you can see, just now it worked, but whenever I put it back together, it didn't work. That's most likely a problem with the one thing that I actually changed from the time that I was testing it until now. I actually attached the positive lead by soldering it. I'm checking it, it actually looks pretty good. Okay, I got some light there. Okay, well now it works. Could be a problem with the reflector hitting a lead. No. Try it one more time. I've only seen this particular issue a couple times, if it is what I think it is. Sometimes the reflector pushes down on one of the leads, and if it's not soldered very well, nope, it's good. I don't know what it was. Alright, so now I'm looking at my two highest modes, and they do look very similar. And they're not going to be anywhere near what I was expecting, performance-wise, but they are still very amazing. It's going to go half a mile like this. I don't know if I can really show you what the beam pattern looks like. You can kind of see it on my shirt. You see how that hole in the middle there? That's caused by this particular light. It has such a long focal length that within a foot like that, you're going to actually have a ring. So if I put my finger in the middle of this beam, it's not going to affect the beam because it doesn't actually mature until it gets out past a meter, because it is going to go really far. Stock, I don't know how far these will go, but modified, they'll go really far. As a matter of fact, my TN31, I actually can't see the end of the beam whenever it's on. So you can see it keep on going, and then your eyes can't see as far as it'll go. So that's pretty much it. So nice video I made there. If you like the video, go ahead and like it. I don't care about my status on YouTube, but I will make more videos. If you want them, you can leave comments, ask for future lights, maybe lights like these. I can show you how to build a module for one of these guys. I can show you how to repair a cheap Chinese light, make it better. I can do things like that for you, no problem. You know, I can show you what I did to this Supbeam to make it a lot better. I have not done anything to the Lynx. If you want to buy just a stock light to just carry around, the Lynx is amazing. Very bright light, 1,000 lumens. It's not, you know, it's not lying. It is really 1,000. It's been tested. So good flashlight to have. And but that being said, even though it is a very nice flashlight, it is 1,000 lumens. This little guy is modified. It's de-domed. It's driven. It's an XML2 U2 de-domed, same LED that's in the Lynx. It's de-domed. You can see that the actual reflector diameter is a lot smaller than the Lynx is, and actually it will outthrow the 3-aught Lynx. So that's something that is pretty impressive about modified flashlights. So this is the Lynx. One of the Lynx's modes is temporary on, and actually you can't really see it against my shirt, but the temperature color of this Solar Force is better. It's like a more neutral white than the stock Lynx is. This is a cool white Lynx LED, or an XML2 LED, about 50,000 K. And this was the same LED, but when I modified and took the dome off, it actually changed the color temperature. I didn't tell you that before. It shifts it in the warm direction whenever you do it. So you want to buy your LED's color temperature to be a little bit cooler than what you plan on having it whenever you're done. That's what I do. I go for the 50K, even though I like about the 40K version. I'm going to go ahead and cool off my solder gun and show you. This is the flux. You're going to notice I'm going to lean back a little bit. Submerge it in there, get it nice and simmering. Alright, there you go. Alright. I just flick it on the floor. I got tile floor. I'll just scrape it up later. It's not going to make a big of a deal. Clean that off. You see how shiny it is now. It's nice and almost new. Still ugly, but it's a cheap piece of junk. So, but all right, that's all I got for you. If you want to see more, post comments or go to Candle Power Forums. I may do a build thread and I'll show you pictures. I'm Matthew Langham. It's been nice talking to you.